You know, another day at the office for me. We've been doing it nonstop since Valkyrie back in 2006, 2007. Sorry, I took your mic away there. So it's just I like to think of it as Tom and I are just in one long conversation about making movies that's occasionally interrupted by production. This is not to be evasive, they're all challenging in their own way. The helicopter stunt took an unbelievable amount of preparation, and it was extremely difficult, extremely dangerous. The halo sequence, we had 3 minutes of light every day to shoot that, and what was only a minute or minute and a half on film took about a month to shoot. And the foot chase, which should have been the simplest thing, just Tom Cruise running, turned out to be one of the most challenging sequences. He's running with a broken ankle for most of that sequence. I've discovered that is the case because I'm the only director crazy enough to say yes to a second one, and I was very nervous about doing it, but I'm actually very glad that I did it. I think it's a more emotional movie. It's more about character and story than the previous movies were. Not to say that they weren't, but it really deals with Ethan Hunt as a person and the cost of being Ethan Hunt. Oh, it's fantastic. This is, you know, I live in London. This is one of my favorite cities in the world, and I've been making movies here. I think Jack Reacher was the last movie I made in the United States. This is home for me, so I love being
here. It's a real pleasure, I'll be honest. It's nice that we can bring London into it. It's my hometown, London. No, it's, you know, we spent a lot of time in Paris, and it was such a beautiful backdrop to work in, and then to be able to do that with London as well, you know, it's a real honour. So. A wild ride. On the seat of your pants, you're going to be enthralled. It's ridiculous. I mean, even as an actor who knows all the tricks, who knows how stunts are set up, who knows the trickery, my mind is still blown. So, you know, for everyone at home, just have a wild ride, and yeah, it's going to be great. Chris is a great man and a true friend now, I have to say. They made life so easy, really welcoming, really flexible with how we created stuff. You know, they're so supportive and really, look, as a newcomer to the franchise, to be given a forum to talk about a scene, to construct it with Tom, with McHugh, you know, it's a real honour, I'll be honest. So, again, wonderful, crazy bunch of people, all very different, and we make a very dysfunctional family, I'll be honest.
Right, well, August Walker is a CIA agent, operative, and he is particularly good at killing people. He is the go-to guy if you need someone killed. The problem is he's fairly ruthless in his methods, and he'll also kill everyone else in the room in the process. And because Ethan has now chosen his team over a mission, and he needs to correct that, Director Sloan from the CIA has forced August Walker upon Ethan Hunt as an observer. And because they have such different methodologies, they don't really get on very well. I haven't worked with Tom before. No, I met Tom once before. I met him when I was auditioning for The Man from U.N.C.L.E. He was playing Napoleon Solo at the time, and I was auditioning for Ilya Kuryakin. I didn't get that role, but Armie Hammer did. And then Tom went off, I believe, to shoot the last Mission Impossible. And so I then got the opportunity to jump into the movie as Napoleon Solo. My favorite scene to shoot, probably my favorite and my least favorite at the same time, is a helicopter sequence. It was extremely cold, but just so beautiful. Quite the experience. In London, I loved it. You know, it's home turf. And so when we weren't out at Leavesden, that's some passion. We weren't out at Leavesden. We were in the streets of London. That's always cool. It's a beautiful city to shoot in. I love working with McQuarrie. He's genius level writer and director, and he's the kind of guy who I would work with again in a heartbeat. The rest of the cast's amazing. They've obviously got a very established group dynamic already, and when I arrived, open arms, very welcoming, really fun bunch, very professional, collaborative, but they know when to have a good time as well.
This is like a second home for us. We shot this movie here, we shot the last movie here, our base is...
Thank you for comparing that. That was very good. No, but I would train. We've done a lot of the stunt work prior to Tom breaking his foot, baby making, as we call it now. I'm literally stealing his thunder. So when we got back, it was basically I had a stunt girl helping me a little bit, but I fought up to 5 months. Oh, bloody excited. I did not expect it. It's fun to just be together. I mean, this is all great and the film is fantastic, but I think for me, it is mostly the teamwork and seeing everybody and meeting all the new ones, Henry, Vanessa, Angela, Michelle, who came back. It's just it's a team effort. It's great.
He's become a lot more sort of active. He's an agent now, and he has been since Ghost Protocol, but I think he's learned a lot. He's more capable, more sort of experienced, and that really is reflected in how much he gets involved in the action. All of them. This feels like it's kind of touching me in a weird way. Well, he's part of most of them, the Paris chase and the riverboat stuff on the Seine. Thankfully not the halo jump or the helicopter sequence, which was just insane to behold. But yeah, I was up to my neck in it a lot of the time. Expect the most thrilling action movie you've ever seen. And I don't say that lightly. I watched it on Monday and it kind of blew my mind. It's extraordinary. I'm very proud of it. And as far as kind of visceral thrills go, when you're sitting in a cinema seat, go and watch it on IMAX. Go and sit with a big crowd of people, sit back and watch your hair fly around. Oh, it's great. It's like, you know, we're a well-oiled machine now. We know each other well, and it's great to get back and we hit the ground running. Not always, obviously. Tom hurt his ankle, but we love hanging out together. I know it sounds a bit corny, but it's true.
You know, I think they are. I think they're very personal, the stakes, and I think this is the most personal Mission Impossible we've done, and it's really a culmination of all the movies. That's what we wanted to do. It is a very personal journey for Ethan and all, you know, every character. No, I don't know. You know, I really, as I said, I just think it's a privilege to be able to make movies, and I love it. And I'm always thinking of the audience and how far can I push this to entertain them and invest them in the story and the characters, and I use everything I can to do that. Oh man, you know, they're a lot of fun. I love doing the Halo. Each one was really challenging. You know, flying a helicopter, that was very exciting. I mean, through New Zealand, the places we got to go fly, you know, even though we're at times flying, you know, feet away from the sides of mountains, it was still very exhilarating. You know, I think they just have to be ready to hold on. You know, I think this film, when it starts, it's just going to wrap itself around you and give you a magnificent ride. Fantastic. I mean, look at Henry Cavill. This guy's he's a movie star. He's a great actor. And when he said that he was going to do it, McHugh and I were so excited. You know, and to be back with Simon Pegg, Ving, you know, I love these guys. And Rebecca, you know, I love her. You know, they're my friends. And Angela, who I've known for years, when she said she would come on. And, you know, Vanessa is a wonderful actress also. And Freddie, you know, who plays her brother, you know, and Alec, for him to come back. So every day I go to set, excited to spend time with them, excited to see what they're going to create in their characters, and just to work with them. And so I like working with people that I respect, and just as kind of, I like to just set the table and just let them really come to life and celebrate them. So I loved it. And also, of course, to work with McHugh, he's just, what can I say about him? I think he's absolutely brilliant. I think he's an incredible person. He's a brilliant artist. I love working with him. Thank you.
So she is a sort of underground criminal network boss who's inherited it from Vanessa Kirby's character from the first movie. So she's the daughter, which is really exciting. And yeah, Tom meets her and gets involved in her network for a little while, does a dodgy deal, yeah. I did. I had to learn how to use a barley knife, like a butterfly flip knife, which was, I'm not massively coordinated, so that was really scary to make sure I don't drop it on anyone's foot. Yeah, and I also had to learn to do kind of like lots of training and make sure I could keep up with all the stunts. Oh my God, like more intense stunts than you've ever seen anybody do in any film, because there's no CGI. It's just them doing it for real, totally authentic. And that is really scary to watch because you can tell. Everybody was like a family because they'd already worked together before. So Chris had worked with Rebecca, Henry and I were the new ones, and Angela. So it was really nice to join the family because they'd obviously, Tom and Chris had worked together on 9 movies. So everyone was lovely and I was really nervous, but they were so kind. And I was shooting The Crown season 2 in London as I was traveling over to Paris overnight to film Mission. So my main thing was like not to merge the characters. I was a bit worried that they'd become the same person, but I just tried to keep them as separate as possible.